Alright, it's time to have a look at a Vi, and yes, that is a Corki jungle. But we have seen Meteos and others like it, professional junglers, make these kind of champions work. But what happens when I play these kinds of champions myself, as you know, an off-meta jungler, the Vi's of the world, the Xinqiaos of the world, you don't punish enough and you don't snowball enough in order to win, and then you let that off-meta jungler just become whatever they are later in the game. So imagine a Corki at 6 items. Does it matter that he started in the jungle? No, it doesn't. So let's have a look to see what the Vi brings forth with the Sundered Sky and of course the Trinity Force. I also wanted to talk a bit about general jungle mid-game impact, but also the 2-item spike mythology. Because as always, you know, we talk about 2 to 3 items as junglers, correct? That's the way we go with it. Obviously, you see here the ping, the trackings, the Corki is going to the Raptors. That's actually, I'm kind of curious how he does these things. We know what Vi does. Because when you get to 2 to 3 items, typically you want a good approach that allows you to win the game. Vi's finishing off for Raptors as well. And when they took away the mythics now, as we cross at 232, Corki's crossing at 234. I mean, that's not, that's closer than I would have imagined. Yeah? Definitely closer than I would have imagined. So, you're looking at having 2 to 3 items that have a good cohesion. And now they've removed the mythics. So what people are doing is they're just stacking 3 power items, right? But there's no logical flow to them. And that's why I like that this build has a Black Cleaver. It kind of ties the 2 strong items together. But back in the day, Trinity Force was our second item as junglers. We had jungle items of, you know, many different kinds of jungle items. But with Vi, we would go Golem, which is a tank item, or we'd go Elder Lizard, which is the 80 item. And then you'd get Trinity Force second and Black Cleaver third. And the Sundered Sky is kind of replacing that jungle item, and it's a real retro look for me to see the Trinity Force as that supportive power item versus like the rush item, you know? But obviously you can rush Trinity Force, you can rush Sundered Sky, and we'll see how we do in this game. The hook misses from the Mordekaiser, which is oddly very tragic, you know, and then we of course get the final proc there on the Orn who flashes and should have just, you know, flashed beforehand. Corki is finishing off his full clear at 338, and honestly, that's not, again, not as terrible as I would have assumed. But when you are a challenger high-level jungler, please understand this. When you're doing this clear, and you know Vi started, look at this, watch this. Where is he going? Extrapolate it in your mind. Master tier plus players, please. Why does this happen to you? Look where he's going. All right, how long has he gone? Gone for a while, all right. Okay, I'm a little worried he's coming to my blue now, especially if it's a Talon. Like, now I'm freaking out he's coming to my blue. Honestly, if it's a Talon, I'm a little nervous, you know? He shows up this way. So he's gone a long while. 99% there's a ward here. Could have warded in the river. Could have warded all the way up and warded the wolves, or that would make 0 sense. It's unlikely he just warded this and was gone that long and had to walk the long way around. Most likely the guy warded super deep. So you have to be able to track that and understand that. You see the Vi on the top side, yeah? Finish off the blue. Varus is not moving down. We're on this. We need to push it down. Obviously here, saving a smite, which is critical, okay? We'll get the heal here. Oh, sorry. We kind of sped through that, but let's just watch that in real time because the Pantheon just saves Corki hardcore. Hard Corki. I'm a dad. I can make those jokes. Pantheon comes in here. Boof, on the flash, stuns, and Corki survives. Astronomically huge, and the Varus now will die. Huge stuff. Now, when you are an off-meta jungler, as we all know, especially Corki, you do get fisted like this and he picks up another kill. Okay. You absolutely must head over to Virkayu.gg. I have a free jungle improvement resource as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers reach their goals, as we saw with the record number of people hitting them at the end of Season 13. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to Virkayu.gg. And now the Vi is in the situation, okay, he's 1-0 to get another one, where it's like, okay, I've bought the new tunneler item, right, the oddly looking item, yeah. And I've done basically 5 camp, I've taken the crab, I've ganked the top lane, that's great. We skipped out the Gromp, you know I don't like that, but I love that we skipped out the Gromp because the gank was here, the lane was diveable. So it's good to cut your clear short, especially the edge camp, just to go make that impact. In the main channel video that's coming out at the same time as this one, I show him a clip of me doing this on Zyra versus Hecarim just to get ahead of him. And obviously the Pantheon overstays. So the Vi looks to reward herself with camps here. And we You know, we're going to keep going. Now we have the outlet, but the problem is, you know, Corki in theory should be the top side. So we should be able to get out 4 seconds on the Q. Can we turn into the misfortune? Because the Varus is roaming. Yes, we can. Nice turn. There you go. Very good. Now, Corki 99% is on the top side. We know that because the guy started top, went down. We tracked the CS. We saw the stuff. He has to go top lane. Grubs are available. And in theory, you want to do this, and cut in, right? That's the baseline. But as I mentioned in the How to Become a Jungle God video on the main channel, you've got to reward yourself with camps. So if you can see action before you go back to your camps, do it, right? And if the Corki now goes for this hippity hoppies of the wall and goes and does this, cool. I'm okay giving up the grubs, and as Vi, you should be as well. Remember at the end of the day, that even though the guy's now ahead of you in CS, you've had a pretty damn solid early game by standardized metrics. And yes, we gave up the grubs, and the Corki is now level 5, and we're level 4. We are behind that tempo a little bit. I'm not worried, because we've got a guaranteed lockdown, we've got a potent 2-item spike, 3-item spike, and we need to make sure we're using it correctly when that time comes. But I'm just amazed that the Corki ended up 1-0-2 on that. I mean, a little bit lucky, but, you know, there's always a little bit of luck with jungle when you're playing stuff like this and laners are moving. Now Corki and Pantheon have roamed into your jungle to take your shit away. Oh, this is making me upset. Fs, please, Fs in the comments chat section. I don't know, we're not even live streaming. Because I had this happen to me yesterday with a LeBlanc, AD LeBlanc mid lane still, and a Ramos jungle. And I'm just like walking around and they just 2v1 me twice, top side and bottom side, on 2 separate occasions. Honestly, very horrible. But look at this 6-minute 30, level 6 Corki, 46 CS. Guy just went for Warhammer Longsword, all 3 grubs. So, Vi is now level 4 and precariously behind. 3 levels down in the Cassio, so we don't go in. We hold, and we absorb this experience. We chuck our E a little bit, we clear the wave, clear the ward. Braum is rotating up, that's cool. And now Corki, through the way his pathing thing has been with the counter jungling, is now forced with the decision. Do I cut across and try and get in this phase here, if I prio maybe? Do I just go to the bottom side to protect versus counter jungling? I know the Vi is going to be here, so I set up a counter gank. I like that thinking, that's more how I think. Or do we fall back to these camps and compromise a bit of spacing between myself and the Vi? I don't always know if that's the best idea, but at the same time, it's very map dependent, right? So Vi is just trying to get level 6. She's not even going to get level 6 from the red here. So we'll snack this baby up. We don't know if the Corgi's doing anything of what I just said. All we know is that the guy could be coming down to the bottom side. The guy could have gone back to base. The guy, who knows, right? Until he shows again, he has multiple options. And we have to try and anticipate which is the most likely. But we have, again, nothing else to do. Nothing else to do on the map at all, right? We do have good itemization spikes. So Warhammer plus the Tunneler, good HP, solid tankiness, and now we have no other choice but to shadow. I would love to go in here and just to take camps away, just to see if the Corki did come down, because as we can see, the Corki sequenced up, took all those camps again, it's not going back to base. 62 to 39 is absolutely massive. The Vi also could have just done the dragon, and I feel like in these scenarios with a bit of mid and bot prio from that situation, I just do the dragon. You know, it gives you catch-up experience, actual catch-up experience, not the catch-up experience people think camps give you, which is minimal and almost never useful. But the catch-up experience on this one is, right? It legitimately is. Whereas all of this stuff, people are like, oh, catch-up experience. No, man. Rarely are you even at the level to get it. So, Vi is not going to be hitting this level 7 Raptor camp. Obviously, she will get a tiny snack. And the Corki is showing up here thinking, okay, what's on the docket for us, bottom lane prio? We can go ahead and deny this dragon. Vi gets level 6. Cassio decides to kill the Varus, and now Vi's like, should I actually go in here? No, you cannot. So how on earth can Vi execute season 14 jungling without any grubs, no Hextech dragon, no real winning lanes other than top lane, and again, it's a Mordekaiser versus an Ornn, so Ornn will be useful, and if you upgrade to Jack Shaw, we'll get the haste bug. So all you can do is hold, burn the miasma, but like, I'm a little cautious about that one. There we go, waiting for the rotation of the Varus. We go all the way in, and we just coin flip, and you just try and get the... No. You try and proc, you're trying to hit the minions, it's not going to work, you're dead. But that's fine, I'm okay with that. Now we have Sundered Sky, but so does Corki, actually. Fascinating. Really fascinating. And he's decided to go to the bottom side here, And what I like about what the Vi did there, she didn't commit to a side. She just held mid lane, all in, got to kill the Varus. Unfortunately, she died, which does suck. Beautiful, beautiful ult from the Seraphine. And we hate that champion, but a great ultimate. And whoa, she flashes the Corki Torpedo. And now Vi can basically say, should I rotate to the bottom side? I don't think so here. I think you're looking at the bottom lane and thinking, no. That Corki is fed. What I need to do is find a way back into the game. And as always, when you're trying to find a way back into the game, what do? Control your camps, you hold waves, and then when someone shows and eventually commits to making a play, which they have to do to snowball, you try and steal an objective away. Now the downside here, oof, good pathing, good pathing. The Ornn goes for a cheeky snack of vision control. The Mordekaiser says, can I yeet you to Brazil? And Ornn says, well, it's a little rude, but sure, you can do that. Doesn't use his W properly to hit the Unstoppable, which of course he could have. And Vi is hopefully going to get something, which she does. Nice little kill here. Pantheon rotates in. Corki comes out of base with a Warhammer plus a Sundered Sky. Vi flashes to reposition. The Pantheon gets queued. Q cooldown is going very, very low at this particular stage. Corki's now in a bit of a compromised position. The Mordekaiser is going bonk, 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 bonk. We got another Q. We're going to hit that one. We're going to auto attack E. And the one final bonk smashes him into the ground. His World War II paper plane eviscerated in flames. And now the Cassio's here for some reason, and the whole blue team is here for some reason. Another TP's been committed for some reason, and I have no idea what's going on anymore, but we will take the grubs, because 3 versus 3 is good. I can breathe. But that was nutty. That was nutty. But that's why we talk about first items. Is your first item able to just stop, leave us alone, go away, you psychopath? Like, honestly, Pantheon mains, you guys are crazy. Your champions, I know he's OP at the moment, but please, just off you go. Just the grubs. It's not worth dying again. You all just died once. No, why are you dying again? Ornn 2. Like, just leave, everybody. It's 3-3, it's fine. 5-1 or 6-0 are the sweet spots. You know, 4-2, 3-3, everyone's happy, right? Like, you all get something, a little bit of something. But that's why the item spike is so critical on champions like Vi. And even though you have a scaling off-meta jungler who's getting fed, and trust me, I've been in that boat a lot because I played a lot of Kai'Sa jungle, and I've done this as well, like the Corki. Eventually, the Vi is just going to have the 2 items, the 3 items, and I get ulted and sent to the next dimension. Like, that's absolutely it. Let me just check this one. Yeah, we're good. So, now, we're back in the game. We're going with the Phage, and we can go straight into the Trinity Force as a secondary item. We can also go into Black Cleaver as a secondary item. And in this particular case, I'm looking at it. I probably, I might just go Trinity Force. I have this sense of nostalgia. It's really weird because we used to do that, right? When you get fed and you're strong and you want to carry the game, you go jungle item into Trinity Force and you just bonk people. Look at the damage you already have from Sundered Sky. We'll track the healing once more. This is the thing, right? The Corki has, let's check the healing from this one, 185 healing from Sundered Sky, and now we already have 1,046. Match history will always be linked below so you can check the replay yourself, but 1,046 healing from Sundered Sky. Massive, disgusting item. The cooldown on this being 6 seconds. Triple that. Triple that. It can be game-changing, but it's got to be timed. It's got to be skillful. And at this particular stage, you're thinking, what happened for Red Team? What happened that lost in this game so insanely? Well, at least at this point, it looks like it's lost. Who knows? You got a scaling team comp. You got to play it correctly, but, at this particular stage, I like this. I like this. Q through the wall, interrupt that ultimate onto the... Oh, that was chef's kiss by everybody. With the Braum ult, with the Vi Q, we've got the Varus Q. That was just everything all at once, just killing the misfortune. When you get games where you're behind, and I know this because I won one last night like this. As I said, the exact same game where I was playing, getting invaded. The game was... I had to 1v9 it. I posted it on my Twitter, so you can see the gold amount. We only had the gold as we hit the Nexus, okay? At a rough situation... But I was able to do it divided. Hold waves, eventually catch up with my camps, catch up on CS. Like here, we almost caught up on CS. I was able to get some grubs. I was able to secure Dragon when he was busy somewhere else. Like he went top lane instead of bottom lane, so we get a Dragon. And then, because I got 2 grubs, it was 4-2. Because I got 2 grubs, I was able, during a moment where we actually got kills, to push up mid lane before 14 and just auto attack. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter. I'm auto attacking. Just getting plates. And use grubs that way, right? People just don't use grubs that way. And of course... 1 to 2 item spikes, Leandries, juicy, and we moved with it, absolutely huge stuff. And the Vi, similar principles here, 825 all of a sudden, you've forgotten about the level 1, 2, 3, you've forgotten that you were compromised and counter juggled on the top side by 2 people, that the Corki got free food. He's 3-1-3, he's done nothing since. Nothing. Let's see where we go next. Pantheon and Corki rotating down to the bottom lane. Seraphine is there. Remember, your ADC is in the mid lane at this particular stage. Bit of a lane swap situation, looks like. But that is fine. You can do that. You know, look, he's on the dragon. And you have to decide, do I give a shit about the dragon or I just want to Q and ult the Cassie? Because if I kill the Cassie here with numbers advantage, then we might lose a dragon. Doesn't matter, right? Got to focus on what matters in this game. And the dragon isn't one of those things. Now, you can collapse into this and maybe try and get it, right? Like, you can definitely do that. But if you lose it, it doesn't matter. I would have preferred just to push this. Like, honestly, I'm in the situation in my mind where them having 2 dragons is irrelevant to me because I'm looking to end this game with 2 to 3 items. That 9,000, 10,000 gold threshold. 14 minutes, we cross, we have 7,600 gold. Corki has 5,800. As you all know, my metric for solo carrying games, 6,014. If you have 6,014, the amount of itemization that gives you, right, is enough where you're almost at that 2 item spike and you most likely have enough power over enemies to actually win the game. The Vi is at 7.5, like she's significantly further ahead of that gold threshold. Hello, Pantheon. They only know one way, but he still almost kills him. Like level 6, he still almost kills him. There you go, just focus on one target here, ult up in 61 seconds, doesn't matter with that Q over the wall. That Q will come up very, very shortly if you go the Shojin build. Turn back Q shield, beautifully done. The Q turn back into the W, getting that shield proc, and again back in here with the Q. Oh, we died that time. Plus a heal from this now is at 2,133 healing. Corki is at 350. Yeah, it's not as good on range, is it? It's not as good on range, obviously, because it's an auto attack. Also, less, right? Like a lot of these items always have less application and less raw stats because range is an inherent advantage. So you don't want to give healing and DPS on shared items. You don't want to give them the same amount for ranged and melee. But now we've got the Trinity Force completed, building out of Phage as it always should do. Thank you, history. And the completion item being 3333. We like those things. A little nod to how things used to be. Crazy though. What a swing of events. And guess what? It was all the grubs. People just obsessed over the grubs. But it was the Vi using that single item spike perfectly. Now we got the 2 item spike. And now this is where at 60 minutes, if you get this, if you have your 2 item spike and you choose the right 2 items, you will win. Now I covered on the coaching channel for a lower MMR game, and by lower I just mean anything below must here in this case, like as a bracketed sort of thing, just like not high elo for coaching. That's this channel. And this Dino went Storm Surge first. Died at a crucial dragon fight where she could have won the game. Enemy jungler was doing terrible things, but she rushed Storm Surge. So the Nashus. Nashus has a better win rate, and the comp she was facing, the DPS would have been better because the burst was never going to kill anybody. So having that DPS application of a passive, it's still a good item to go. And then Storm Surge, and then Zhonya's would have been the best. So her 2 to 3 item spike was off. So was the first item spike. And because of that, she lost a critical dragon before the completion of her second item. And they lost all swing, and then they almost literally lost the game from that because of the shutdowns and the lack of objectives and the counter jungling that happened. And it was just tragic. And that's why it's so important to think about these things. And Vi is always one of the most powerful 1, 2, 3 item punches in the game. And good Vi's won't be put out of the game too long, and they'll always end up being back in it. So, the one thing of his misfortune that you hate is a Braum ult and a Vi. You just hate those things so much, it just die. There you go. A little bit of DPS from the Trinity Force. Obviously, the Ornn is here. There's your stats for you. 45, 33% attack speed, 300 health, and 20 ability haste. Let's go for a drive, shall we? Flash over the wall. Corki is now farming a little bit with the Cassiopeia. They're really not feeling this game. But it's tough for them. Like, both the Corki and the Cassio will die to the ults of the Vi. Ornn's still trying, bless his soul. Oh, we're going again. Kind of like this, actually. Kind of like this. Let me see what camps are available. I have seen people hop in it and go the other direction. And now the Cassio's pushing here on the Varus, who burns his ult. But as we all know, Varus is strong, but Cassio can always be, press a no button. There we go. I love this. I love these collapses. And just having the power just to show up there, auto attack E's, chuck your E's out, and obviously this is a passive ability, so you don't have to do anything. It's just every third attack you get the max physical HP. You remove. This is so funny. The removal of 20% armor, right? We know the attack speed boost, but the removal of 20% armor. When I was first starting out, I played a lot of Vi when I first started out. Little Bronze, Caillou, end of 2013, started 2024. Nah, Silver started 2020. Hopefully I wasn't. Hopefully I'm not silver now. I was silver start of 2014 at that stage. But at the end of 2013, when I first started playing, I was bronze. I was playing Vi. And at the time, a lot of Amumu and a lot of Nasus, a lot of Nasus. And so my big brain was like, I read the ability and said, yes, I can remove 20% armor. I can remove armor from Nasus. I can shred him. And I did. I thought this like so big brain. I've read, this ability I don't even have to use. I just get to shred armor. And I was building, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, tank item plus Trinity Force, as you guessed it. And eventually, when the meta became more attack damage focused later on, Elder Lizard, an AD item plus Trinity Force. So yeah, it just makes me laugh. I hadn't thought about that in so long. Don't even think about that with the VW though. That's the thing, Don't even think about that. Does reduce your passive, like, most importantly, did you notice that there? It also reduces remaining cooldown of Blast Shield by 4 seconds. That's this one right here, that's your shield that you get. So, attack speed, that's why it's so good. That's why it's so rampantly good on this champion. And here you've got AD, you got heal, you got haste, like, it gives you everything. And now, obviously, you could go into the tenacity route with Steric's Gauge against comps with a lot of CC. 100%, that's a thing you can do. And you can go Shojin if you're feeling a little bit more damage focused. But I do like the Black Cleaver still. I mean, I know it's not exactly the same, but it's always been super duper strong. And Ornn shows up here. We push this in. And so yes, a quicker game, but I liked it because it was such a quick swing. And in Season 14, I'm going to look at a long game as well. Don't worry, we're going to have all the games we need. Okay, so yeah, there you go. A little bit of troll from the Casio. Probably get her reported, so feel free to submit that. She's just astro trolling and following the Corki around, which sucks. But yeah, quick game to end, to win. But in Season 14, when you can turn games around very, very quickly, I don't think she expected the Casio there. When you can turn games around very, very quickly with the grubs and these crucial fights and these item spikes with the new items, you're gonna notice a huge ability, even in losing games, to just snack and win. Main channel video at the same time, go watch that one as well. You'll see exactly what I mean when it's a more even game with no trolls at the end. No trolls, just a proper good finish. But yes, unfortunately the Casio decided to shut off the brain for a little bit, but that doesn't compromise any of the points. Obviously it's a quicker game, but I'll hit you all with a longer one in the next version of the Virkayu gameplay channel, Pi-Elo analysis thing channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you on Virkayu.gg, and as always, also see you in the next one. Hit the Nexus.